Hello everyone, happy Monday. I'm Meteorologist Mike Javer and I'm recording this Sunday night. Just remember this, so everything's a little bit different. It gives me a little bit more time to talk about things as well. But looking at our forecast map today, showers will accompany the region, especially across eastern PA today as our coastal system continues to hang around and showers become a little bit more isolated as you go out west. But temperatures today pretty cool in the 50s overall. So again, at this point, this is much more like fall weather, but again, the rain's going to create a little bit of a dreary scene across the area for your Monday. However, we're going to look at the 850 millibar analysis. This is for Sunday night. This is for Sunday night, I should say. So this is like current observations that I'm looking at. And this will help me get a better idea of what's going on with this coastal system. And I thought I'd share some of this with you since I get a little bit more time to do this now, which is good for me. And this actually allows me to explain my forecast a little bit better. But what's happening here is this low-level jet occurs at 850 millibars, which also creates tornadoes or helps aid in tornado threats, especially at night across the Midwest. And it's called the nocturnal low-level jet. And we're not have to worry about any of those tornadoes. Don't worry about that. But what's happening is this low-level jet is actually increasing. And what's actually going to happen is with that low-level jet increasing, it's actually going to increase our wind gusts across northeastern and southeastern Pennsylvania throughout the night tonight, or I should say throughout your morning and through the afternoon and into tonight as well. So keep an eye on that for sure. But however, it's not going to be anything substantial for sure. We're talking about gusts of anywhere from 30 to 40, maybe to 45 miles per hour in spots, especially on the eastern flats of the Poconos, as well as just some of those hilltops around the area. But other than that, in other areas, just keep an eye out for those gusts up to 30 to maybe 35 miles per hour as well. But nothing that's going to cause power outages or anything like that. But those 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts are going to be possible all the way through southeastern PA and especially in those hilltops. Our surface analysis tonight that I'm looking at, I'm always wondering how can I improve my forecast and how can I do better for the next time. But I'm really understanding why this storm actually did not pan out the way originally thought. So we had that sloppy phase that I mentioned, so I'm not going to talk about that too much. But what happened with that sloppy phase is basically we had a storm that's like less consolidated. This is actually a double barrel low. You can kind of see here with the pressure gradient here. And there's one low up here, and then there's one low down here as well. We call that the double barrel low. But basically what that means is this storm is not consolidated, and it's a weaker system overall. When you have a storm with a strong pressure gradient and a lot of high winds, you have that one low that's really strong and it's really intensified at the surface. We don't have that with this storm, so that's why this system is not that backbreaker of a system that I've been really kind of looking at and what I thought it was originally. So I'm glad I was able to correct that. But the rainfall through 8 a.m. it kind of shows, especially in northeastern PA, with that moisture transport from that low-level jet, anywhere from half an inch to up to an inch is possible in some spots up there, especially in the Poconos. However, other than that, areas around will be anywhere from that quarter inch to half an inch. And then as you go out west, totals continue to decrease. So find your spot on the map here, and you can compare totals here. This is from the Sunday night update, but this will just show that those showers will be around the area for your Monday. And then just getting away from Monday, there's our coastal storm that's moved up to the east for Tuesday and then into Wednesday as another cold front moves through. But as this cold front moves through Wednesday, it's moisture starved. There's not going to be any precipitation really associated with it across the area, so that's going to move through, but that's just going to give us that reduction in temperatures because a front is just basically two different types of air masses, and that will help to keep us cooler for your Thursday for sure, especially as this high pressure brings in a nice northerly wind to the region. So we will see temperatures in the 50s once again for your Thursday. How do I know this front is moisture starved though? How do I know there's not going to be precipitation? I brought up an atmospheric sounding just before I end this video. So basically what we look at is, or when I talk about moisture and a moist atmosphere and chance of lift at the surface for some of this precipitation to occur, again, we really look at SCUTs here, or the sound atmospheric soundings. It's your biggest calculator. It helps you out with anything for sure. But what we look at is for the dew point line, which is this green line here, and the temperature line, which is this red line, to be very close to each other. That indicates, or close to saturation, or just a moist profile overall. But you can kind of see the separation between that red and green line here, and especially throughout some of the atmosphere here, especially up to about 800, maybe 700 millibars. It's pretty dry overall, and that's going to really help to prohibit any precipitation with this cold front. So just watch out for that reduction in temperatures, as those fall fronts could be quite strong. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great Monday. I'm meteorologist Mike Javer.